In the excerpt from Hidden Teachings in Hinduism by William Beaudry, he says here, spiritual masters and traditions all use different vocabularies, and it really doesn't matter what you choose to identify as. What since the only real target is to cultivate and to attain as high a transcendental body as possible. How you teach this to people through explanations may or may not be correct here, or there but errors are and misdirections to get good result for society as a whole are simply a matter of skillful means. Once you attain the subtle body, you will be corrected as to what is true and false in the realm of spirituality, since everyone in the heavens knows the path, can see how souls reincarnate, see demonstrations of the higher spiritual bodies, and so on. There is no reason to keep anything a secret. When a higher transcendental body emerges from a lower plane of existence, due to the purifying practices of spiritual cultivation, then that new life of higher transcendental energies arises as an independent spiritual body, but remains connected to the lower or unpurified energies of the old body from which it had become differentiated and then separated. It remains connected to the previous body from which it arose, as if tied to by a string, unless those connections are severed on purpose. The linkage of all these bodies together is called the Sambhogakaya of an individual. It is a collection of bodies, each residing on a different plane of existence, that all are connected to one another to form a single multidimensional, multi-planed entity with many bodies. As mentioned briefly, this supracausal body can generate energy copies of itself, called Nirmanakaya emanations, which can be projected as independent entities in the world to perform specific deeds to help people. For instance, this body can therefore twist and turn in all sorts of shapes without restriction, and then enables it to create all sorts of Kundalini energy movements and effects, such as feelings of hot, cold, or vibrations, within any human body it enters. When you meditate and feel a strange energy movements inside of you, it is usually attributed to your Kundalini energy. But this is usually the energy from the Nirmanakaya emanation of a transcendental spiritual master, or perhaps even your own higher self in future timelines. The strange currents of hot or cold energy people feel inside of themselves during spiritual practices are also typically due to higher beings helping them move their energies with their own. That the phenomenon of Shaktipat, where the Guru sends you his energy, is exactly this: a Nirmanakaya body emanation sent inside of you to move your prana by using its own Nirmanakaya energies to move yours. It is not a self-generated activation of your own energy that comes solely from yourself. The experience of Shaktipat is a spiritual guru's energy moving inside of you because one of his body doubles goes inside of you to move your energy and give you a particular experience that he learned how to give. In runic initiation, we are taught that the soul is built like a tree. And much like a forest, every one of us has roots and stem and branches and fruit. The branches at the top are the emanations of our future timelines, extending into the heavens, into the higher dimensional planes. The trunk of the tree, where the strongest strength is your current physical body here in Midgard. And below, the thousands upon thousands of roots that intertwine below are your previous bodies, your previous incarnations, which reside in lower dimensional states, even below this one in more lower dimensional realities. In a forest, every tree is connected with each other, and they are consistently sending electrons and electricity and chemicals throughout the root system of the forest. Not only that, but the trees expire and the branches extend gases and chemicals through their leaves and their stoma as they breathe out. So your past selves are consistently connecting to the past selves of every person that you are connecting with in your world. Not only that, but your future selves are also sharing energies and emanations of vibrations from higher dimensions. Friends that you haven't met yet, parts of you that you haven't cultivated yet, spiritual guides and beings that you can't even fathom that live in such higher frequencies that they no longer need to even manifest in physical reality anymore. These beings are consistently in connection with us, around us, and surrounding us at all times. Because of this interconnectedness, none of us are alone. We are a part of a great vibratory forest of magic that spans dimensions upon dimensions. And each of us are just simply a thread in the tapestry of existence, a lone tree in a vast forest that continues forever, where the roots never end and the treetops disappear into the aether. So when you feel as if the whole world is crashing around you and you feel as if you are being controlled from the underworld, know that the beings in the upper world, including your future selves, not only have a greater capacity to change your current energy structure, but they also have the capacity to actually rewrite the past. Change past events, change their meaning, change their outcome. Time is simply a construct that we are all in. And we do have a modicum of free will. We get to choose as much suffering as we want. I think this is one of the hardest things to understand in the ascension process. That we get the freedom to suffer. We get the freedom to cultivate our fears within our chakras as they rise up from the root and into our mind. We can keep that fear and hold on to it and believe in the worst of scenarios. That's simply programming from the underworld. These are past parts of us, wounds rising from the deep, like pulling up heavy metal sludge that unfortunately settled in the ground. But trees can process heavy metals. They can process poisons, and just like all plants can, and just like your soul can, you can transmute these energies. And there are simple steps that you can do today. For one is the practice of Rungalder, the practice of mantra, the practice of pranayama, of breath. When you are utilizing your throat chakra, when you are utilizing breath work, you are not thinking, you are simply being. The more you can get into a state of simply being, moving with the flow, you can break up the energies that you feel are surrounding you and inside of you. And the more you can get a break, you can start to see the clouds part, and you can start to see light fill the forest. Try it. Try the rituals. They help.